Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell to receive everything firsthand and, of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So without further ado, let's check out today's news. Commanders could pick top cornerback in NFL draft. If there was one part of the Washington Commanders that needed improvement from last season, it was their pass defense. The organization improved greatly last season thanks to Dan Quinn's scheme, but was frustrated by some of the league's best passing attacks last year. Those needs could be addressed in the 2025 NFL Draft in the later rounds, including Notre Dame's Benjamin Morrison. Morrison is projected as a late first to early second-round pick with the potential to be a starter in his first year in the NFL, BR scout Corey Giddings said. His combination of fluid athleticism, versatility in coverage, and physicality in the run game makes him a well-rounded prospect who can fit into a variety of defensive schemes. While he needs to improve his transitions and maintain discipline, in zone coverage, Morrison's skill set offers high potential. With continued development, particularly in his ability to shed blocks and refine his coverage techniques, Morrison has the potential to become a reliable starting cornerback at the next level. Washington brought in Marshawn Lattimore as a veteran trade acquisition during the 2024 season. He played in just 2 games and struggled in the playoffs last year as well. A full offseason with him, and a rookie like Morrison should be able to bring even more improvements to the secondary. And in a crowded NFC East, a player like Morrison could be the difference between making the playoffs again or not. Related, Commanders urged to improve RB cap in draft. Sam Howell update cements Commanders' masterful trade coup. Adam Peters quickly changed the outlook for the Washington Commanders after drafting Jaden Daniels with the 2nd overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. He was the transformative presence fans had been clamoring for, even if it resulted in some collateral damage. That included the hasty departure of Sam Howell. And now, it appears the former Washington starter could be on the move again this offseason. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Seattle Seahawks could trade Howell just 1 year after acquiring him from the Commanders. They signed Sam Darnold as their starter and Drew Lock as their backup. That leaves the former North Carolina standout on the sidelines, and there's been reported interest from other teams for the 2nd straight offseason. The Seahawks are open to trading Sam Howell and have received inquiries from teams interested in acquiring their backup quarterback, sources told ESPN. That interest comes after the Seahawks signed Drew Lock last week, re-signing Geno Smith's former backup to potentially fill the same role behind new starter Sam Darnold. Jaren Hall is the 4th quarterback, giving Seattle a potential surplus at the position. Seattle acquired Howell in a trade last March with the Washington Commanders, giving up 3rd and 5th round picks in exchange for Howell and 4th and 6th round picks. The Seahawks beat out 3 other teams that were also in talks with Washington, a source told ESPN at the time. Jeremy Fowler Peters' ability to get a 3rd round pick for Howell was a masterstroke. It extracted maximum value from a young player who would not be part of the new regime's plans. They had decided to take Daniels, though the Commanders didn't reveal anything until the big night. The brass has done a magnificent job of extracting maximum value from Sam Howell. Howell is now at a crossroads in his career. He underperformed during his lone season as a starter in Washington, thanks to Ron Rivera's subpar offensive structure. Peters wasn't going to wait for the chance for things to improve, especially considering he had the opportunity to sign someone with Daniels' electrifying credentials. Luckily for Howell, there's no one quite like Daniels emerging from the minors this season. That's one of the main reasons why he's so interested in his services. Teams will always play on his potential, rather than signing someone who may or may not pan out. Stay tuned for more news on Howell's impending departure. From Seattle, the draft is fast approaching, so trading him before then could net the Seahawks another pick. Would the Steelers trade T.J. Watt? Would the Commanders be interested? As is often the case, one social media post has the NFL in a frenzy. Pittsburgh Steelers star linebacker T.J. Watt recently posted a photo on his Instagram account of himself flashing a peace sign with no caption. Maybe it meant nothing, or maybe Watt was sending a message to the only team he's ever played for. You see, Watt is entering the final year of a 4-year, $112 million contract. A 4-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowl selection, and former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Watt will turn 31 in October. Watt has 108 career sacks and is coming off an 11.5 sack season. Watt no doubt saw the contracts the Cleveland Browns gave Myles Garrett and the Las Vegas Raiders gave Max Crosby and thought, "I deserve that too." It's possible to argue about who is better, Watt, Crosby, or Garrett, but the trio have arguably been the 3 best defensive players in the NFL in recent years, with the exception of Aaron Donald. Watt is set to come in at $30 million against the salary cap next season. Crosby signed a 3-year extension with an average annual value of more than $35 million, while Garrett's market value is $40 million per year. So if Watt was sending a message to the Steelers, it makes sense. Would Pittsburgh entertain offers for Watt? It's doubtful. Watt is a Steeler through and through, on and off the field. However, the Steelers, who are stuck in that 8-10 purgatory due to a lack of a quarterback, trading Watt now, while he still has maximum value, would be a wise move. Pittsburgh would still be competitive without Watt and would add picks to potentially move up in the draft, either with this year's draft or in 2026. That begs the question, which teams should be interested in Watt? Washington desperately needs an impact edge rusher. That's Watt. The Commanders were heavily linked to Garrett before the Browns gave him a contract extension. Washington has also been linked to Cincinnati edge rusher Trey Hendrickson, the NFL's sack leader the past 2 years. If the Commanders were interested in Garrett and Hendrickson, it makes sense that they would call the Steelers about Watt. Should Washington call Pittsburgh? Yes. General Manager Adam Peters should call the Steelers to ask about the price. Pittsburgh would probably tell him Watt is unavailable. Let's say the Steelers made Watt available. What should Washington do? This is a tough situation. With the 2025 NFL Draft next week, the Commanders have just 5 picks. If the 2 sides were to agree to a trade, Pittsburgh would want picks this year and next. As great as Watt is, would you say he's worth it? Watt is worth it. But remember, Washington would still have to pay Watt a contract worth around $40 million per year. Given the acquisition cost and the money, plus Watt's age, it wouldn't be a wise move on the part of the Commanders. Watt would provide the impact Washington wants, but the ineptitude of the previous regime has already depleted its draft capital, and the team can't afford to trade multiple picks for Watt.